guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're doing a ban list discussion. So you guys probably won't believe me, but a couple days ago I was sleeping and I had this dream where I saw the ban list. And you know that phenomenon, or that it's a science thing, when you stare at something for like 30 seconds and then you stare at like a white wall and then like you can still see it. I was doing that. So I was blinking. When I woke up, I was blinking and I saw the ban list. So I actually know what Konami's gonna do. And the answers might surprise you. So make sure you guys like the video and keep on watching if you guys want to see what Konami's gonna do. So there are three options of what's on the horizons for Yu-Gi-Oh! We are currently at a stalemate. Roll-Lad piles are everywhere and no one likes them. We could discuss that another time. And then we have Toon coming out in November. And there's three things they could do to negate the flipping atrocities that Toon's gonna do. They can either A, pre-hit the deck, which is probably the least likely that's gonna happen. That's probably not even true. The second thing they could do, make a TCG exclusive card that just rails the entire deck. This is the least likely that's gonna happen. Sorry, that is the least likely gonna happen. The second least likely is them pre-hitting it. And the third option, which I think they're going to do, I think this is what they're going to do. The third most likely thing they're going to do is raise the power level of the game. And by this, I pretty much mean they're going to unban a lot of crap. So let's just start talking about what I mean here. Let's just start with some of the most obvious ones. So first off, I know a lot of people, again, I saw the ban list, so I know what I'm talking about. Let's just start with the obvious ones. Spell Canceler's go. It's like 3 formats too late, but yeah, this card's going. That Konami likes banning Floodgates 3 formats after they're played. Next thing up. So a lot of people don't think this is gonna happen. Oh, I'm actually missing a card here. It is a Talker card. This guy. They are going to be banning Protecto Talker. I think in general, the fact that any deck could get to... The fact that 3 bodies gets you to Zena, Charmer, Link Off, and like you can just access any card in the game, I think it's really ridiculous. And the OCG has Link Decode, which makes makes literally any 3 monsters the end board. That's what that's what Toons are doing. So I think the TCG is going to go in the same direction by banning Protecto Talker to kind of make the link spamming not as good. Will this kill it? No, but it will make it a lot harder to do it. You will need more bodies. With that being said, I still think Zen is going to go. I know a lot of people like are thinking this is crazy. Why would they do this? This card's brand new. This is a toxic card. There is nothing this card is for. The only argument you can make is that this is for Orcust, but unfortunately, not every Orcust deck is playing it. Sorry, every Orcust deck is playing it. I'm saying every other deck is playing it other than Orcust. And this card is just overall a very toxic card. There's zero reason for this card to exist, and it was an ultra in the last set and doesn't cost any money. So I don't see this card staying on the ban list. I think it's going to go. It's pretty much the easiest thing you could do. And there are a couple of other cards you can hit. Like Mercurier, the Quicksilver, whatever that card is called, that card is also really toxic. I think it should get hit, but Konami's not going to hit it. There's no deck making it, other than the Power Patron deck. I don't think they're going to hit Quartet, specifically because there is a structure deck for it, and it is kind of a lore archetype with the whole Charmer stuff. So I think this card is kind of too generic. But with that being said, if all these link climbing tools just aren't there, and these cards are not good at accessing cards, I think this card is fine to exist. It's like the least bannable offender of these generics that I just don't want to exist in the game. Secondly, I think these two also have to go. I think Reaper has to go, and I also think Geonado Transverser. Shout out to Toss format where I was summoning this and floodgating people, but that's besides the point. I think these cards are just way too toxic. They just give you access to cards that you really shouldn't be able to. Reaper is just a ticking time bomb, and with the Dark Magician stuff coming out also in, I think, September actually, the cards are just gonna be so potent. Every deck's gonna be able to splash it. It's just gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot more piles than we're already seeing. So I think Reaper needs to go just for that reason. It just kind of gets rid of the whole idea of generic stuff, right? Like, I think it's interesting when a deck like Magical Muskets can use Fiendsmith cards, like just to link off a body to Requiem to summon Lacrima. But when any deck get access to Dark Magician stuff, it just gets a little too crazy. So I just think Reaper can go. It's just a ticking time bomb. Geo Transverser is specifically for FTKs, which I think is fine. To go, and it's just, again, a very unhealthy card. Cards that give monsters to your opponent is a very... I'm not saying it can't exist in game design. You can make it exist. But I think a couple. I think you have to be really careful on how you do it. I think the best example of this is like the train spell or the blitz click one. I think these cards are fine because they're just summoning tokens which effectively don't do anything, and they only really do something with a floodgate which shouldn't exist in the first place. And you're giving up your opponent a free body. It turns off cards like Imperm, Fua, Peruli. I think it's fine. Let's see what the floodgates are on here. Oh, I think this card's also gonna go. Pharaonic Advent's also gonna go 1000%. This card can just search for any floodgate in the game. It's just easier for Konami to ban this. This card also has to be printed since the tins. It is not doing anything. All right, and that's pretty much about it for the floodgates. Oh, there is one more floodgate technically. Droll. I think this is the list Droll goes. Now, unfortunately, this is the worst time to do it. Droll is really good. It's one of the best cards against Toon. But we will get into what I think they're going to do to Toon. But I think this is the list they banned Droll. The only reason they wouldn't is because of Toon. But I think they know Toon's going to be like really annoying. So it's like banning Droll. It's just like it is probably the worst time in the game to ban Droll. But I think it's gonna go. It's such a toxic flipping card. So let's just talk about Toon now. Toon, I think they're gonna do is I think they're gonna make Toon Bookmark to 1. This is arguably one of the better searchers in the deck because it lets your the Toon World, the new field spell, it lets it not be able to get popped. So you can't if you have access to this card, Ogre is just completely useless against you. Technically, Vidos is still usable. I think so. I think also the Sword Soul one is also still viable. So there's a couple of cards that are still. Actually, I don't think it is. I don't know. Actually, no, it is because it vanishes. There are a couple cards that are very niche and they still work, obviously, against the Toon strategy. But this card just makes so certain decks just won't be able to out it. Like if your deck has like popping, you're just not gonna be able to like going second. Like this deck is already bad going second, but like it makes the second going a lot worse. And more effectively, it makes Ogre just better. So I think this card going to 1 is a fair thing. Similarly, Toon Terror. This is a continuous trap that they have access to. It is literally just a negate. I think they're going to ban this card. I think they're going to go for the approach where they're going to just ban some of the cards that are not getting reprinted, and there's cards that are making the Toon strategy in the OCG a lot more potent. In the perfect world, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. In the dream, I did see a mysterious TCG exclusive fusion monster. So if they make a TCG exclusive Toon monster, make it like a Toon alligator retrain, and it contact fuses a Toon monster plus mind what is it called? Mind scan. Hey man, if they do that, I just want to say I am a time traveler. All you guys gotta know. They're definitely not doing that. But if they did, it would be awesome. I would be so happy. That is actually the best fix they could do because you wouldn't have to ban anything, but it makes the deck so unplayable because every deck could just play a fusion, contact fuse, to just out the whole board. Oh my god, we would be in such a good spot if they did that. Anyway, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I think they're gonna just hit some of the power cards. I think the deck is still gonna be good. I also think they're going to hit some of the FTK cards. Like I think a Toon Cannon Soldier, it's probably the best FTK version of the card because it is a Toon monster, so it is searchable. For those who don't know, you contribute a monster and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Cards like this should have a hard once per turn. That just does the TLDR. Any card that just effectively leads to FTK should just be banned. Another card I think that should be on here is Bishop Bulkin. Yeah, this card has only been used for FTKs. There's zero reason for it not to get banned. Let's see, what's another FTK-ish card that is actually, I think there's not any left. I think the rest are just a bunch of cards that I saw in the ban. All right, so here's what's gonna happen, all right? You have to work with me here. A couple here, all right. So first off, I think they're gonna hit Brandon. Unfortunately, it has done really well recently. It's like, again, it's funny because Brandon's really bad right now. It loses to all the rollout piles. So them hitting this deck is like, the worst thing they can do. It's crazy, but I think they're going to do it. What I think they should do versus what I think they're going to do are two totally different things. But unfortunately, I saw the list. White Albas is going to 1, and High Spirits are going to 1. Yeah, the deck is going to be so bad. Like, when they do this, it's just like, it's going to be so much worse to play with. The deck is already, like, I'm not saying it's bricky, it's definitely not bricky, but it can get some awkward hands, and these cards just not existing, you're just not drawing them as much, you have less access to White Albas, it makes the deck so much worse. And the deck's potency was just how, like, before it was more of a combo deck that would kind of FTK you with like Floodgates, but now it's kind of more of like not a mid-range deck. I wouldn't say that, but it's more of a like I guess it is close to a mid-range deck. It just kind of sets up a board that you can't really win against. It creates so much follow-up, and then you just kind of win the crackback. That was kind of the deck before, which I actually didn't hate. I actually didn't hate how it did that. Mainly because the decks I played were able to beat the whole board, yeah. But yeah, I think these are definitely the decks they're gonna do. It's very sad because I don't think it deserves it, but it's whatever. However, with this being said, you guys aren't gonna believe me, and unfortunately, these are going to 2 because Konami. I think, and I don't even think, I saw the ban list. Rahu, Dracotail, and Ketsu are both going to 2. Now, why do I say this? Well, we always saw the GOAT Jesse Cotton. He won YCS Houston, I believe. He won with Dracotail branded, so obviously it's still playable. That was also pre-Rollad, so let's just keep that in mind. Rollad makes this strategy so much worse. And even so, I don't think these cards will even break the Dracotail strategy. But I've been kind of relapsing. Dracotail is just one of the best designed decks in modern Yu-Gi-Oh history. It is such a well-designed strategy. It's really sad on how like it died. So hopefully with all these branded hits, branded what is it called? Branded Futures 01, Wild Baz 01, and branded High Spirit 01 makes the consistency of the branded cards a lot worse in Dracotail. So I think adding back some spells will help in that regard. We're kind of just trading, you know what I mean? I think it's a fair trade. Not even that, just having more names in deck is so important. Like the deck is already quite bricky, but just having more names accessible in the deck to set for your Pans, for your Urgulas is really important actually. So I think these cards are actually going to go too. I see it very likely going to happen. All right, what's next? Let's talk about Kewl Tune. Kewl Tune's probably another example. Kewl Tune is definitely the second best deck in the format. It's still getting top. It's such a very cohesive strategy. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. I think overall, Kewl Tune's actually a really cool deck. Like genuinely, just being able to like synchro summon out cards, use cards from the hands. You don't need to establish a board. I think Kewl Tune and has like a decent amount of extenders now. Has a KTS. It's a really cool way of dodging things. I think the deck is really cool. It just has a bunch of design flaws. Starting with Kewl Tune Rotary going to 1. I think Kewl Tune Rotary is going to go on 1 because just hard opening this is so much better than searching it. So I think this card's definitely going to go to 1. Also, just having less in rotation is just better. Usually you only need the 1, but after the fact, you're not going to be able to keep on cycling it, keep on ripping cards from the graveyard, which is usually what they do after turn 2 or 3. And I just think this card going to 1 makes it so that they won't open it as much. Similarly, I think I don't think they're gonna hit. I mean, they're gonna kill it. We're gonna have both KT. I don't think it's gonna go. I saw the bans. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, KTS and Q. Actually, I think Q is gonna go to like to 2 or something. I think they're gonna do something dumb where they put all of the Kewl Tunes to 2, which is such a dumb hit because this doesn't effectively do anything. But this is realistically what's gonna happen. And I think KTS will just go to 1. It makes the grind game so much worse. Technically, they can add it back with not back to back. They can technically add it back off Trackmaker. But that is their only way of recycling it from the graveyard. I'm not lying, right? That's definitely what it does, right? You have any card. So yeah, that is their only way of adding it back from the graveyard. So other than that, they won't be able to recycle off the KTS, so they only have 1, which will hurt the deck's consistency. Similar to hitting prayers with Mitsurugi. Speaking of Mitsurugi, they were definitely gonna hit that. So what's the best hit here? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am very against this, by the way. Actually, yeah, all right. What I want them to do is hit Purification. Are they gonna do this? They're definitely not. They're gonna hit prayers to probably 1. Yeah, this deck is gonna die. It's gonna be bad. I think hitting prayers is terrible. It makes the pure version terrible, but no one's playing the pure version, so who really cares? Prayers is definitely going to 1. They need to hit something about that. I would prefer obviously the Purification, but they're not going to do that. But yeah, anyway, going back to KTS, this is probably what they're going to do. Also, I know Zalen's on the table. I didn't see Zalen on there. I would love if they hit Zalen. Honestly, if they hit Zalen, I think that's almost enough. Like hitting that plus Rotary or KTS, I think will be enough to not kill it, but make it a lot worse. Hitting Reframing is also just a nice option. Just these generic cards just shouldn't exist in my opinion. And I know like Zalen, it's a cooler quote unquote negate, but at the end of the day, it's still a negate. A lot of decks can still make it. And I don't think generic cards of that should exist. Unfortunately, as you guys see here, Rollad isn't on here. Yeah, they're not hitting Rollad. There's zero reason to hit Rollad. All the new cards that kind of get to it are going to be accessible. The only cards here that kind of hit Rollad, quote unquote, are all the generic stuff, which I suppose is good. Also, I mean, Droll's not really that crazy. I think realistically, Konami wants the deck to be more of a control strategy, where you're kind of looping a Mind Shuffle for every couple turns. So I think they're going to be wanting that deck to kind of prosper, not all these pile decks. So they're going to be hitting all the generic pieces to kind of get you there. But yeah, unfortunately here, it's looking like a rollout situation. I think the best thing to do, I'm also probably missing like a generic Link card here. Like I'm just probably just not thinking of, and there's not much I could do. I'm going to be missing things. Another card you can also hit is probably Celine. I know it hurts a certain number of spellcaster pile decks, but unfortunately, this card is just kind of generic. It's ways to link climb. It's just we don't need generic link climbs in the game. Generic links are some of the most heinous cards that exist in the game, so I think there's another good hit they could do. But I don't think they're directly hitting roll ad anytime soon. I guess the final deck. Also, I have Lulu here. They're not gonna. You're crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know why I have them there. All right, so, and then finally, the most important deck to kind of bring up here is Elf Note. Elf Note just won the most recent YCS. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't think Elf Note's that crazy. It's a fine deck. The reason it's broken is because the board it sets up is unbreakable. It loops your hand for one. It can draw a lot of cards off Librarian. It sets up a bunch of negates. Oh my god, it's a very hard deck to interact with. But with that being said, I don't think the engine's that strong. I think it has very weak going second. So I don't even, I don't think the engine really needs to get hit, which usually I'm also not against. I don't think engines for getting hit is a good thing. I think it's better just to hit the end more pieces. But it's Konami. They're gonna be the semi-limits and the limits are all for decks that get limited, so they're unplayable, similar to Dracotail and stuff. So with that being said, I think Crystal Wing is gonna get hit. It's not in the Speedrush structure deck, so that is kind of the biggest thing because that was a very popular Ember piece for the strategy. The deck still locks you into win, so you can still make it, but it's most likely gonna get hit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Same with Omega. Omega is just a card that really shouldn't exist. I don't know why they unbanned this, to be honest. Like, it's a hand rip. It shouldn't exist. Like, yeah, you can loop it, but it's so toxic. And then finally, I think they're also gonna hit Librarian. Librarian's kind of like a win more card. It's not really a card that I think is like that crazy in the strategy. However, I think these are the three they're gonna hit. The deck is still gonna be extremely viable because there's so many like generic synchro stuff, but it makes the board a lot worse. They still have Dragster, they still have the Trap, they still have a lot of ways to negate. It just makes it so the high ceiling variants won't be drawing a billion off Librarian. They'll be hand ripping you, and they will be ending on a generic negate for the strategy. So these are the hits I think they're gonna do for Elf Note. Nothing else I will see. And then for the rest of this, we have a couple cards I think are gonna be happening. Like I said in the beginning, I don't think they're going to be obviously making a TCG exclusive card. I mean, they're going to, but don't worry about it. They're not going to. I think they're going to be hitting a couple cards like Toon Terror, probably Toon Bookmark, but nothing crazy to kill the strategy. I think they're pretty much just going to be hitting the generic link slop that the deck is seeing right now. With that being said, I also think they may bring up the power level. That's why I have some of the Dracotail stuff here. So that being said, that's why you see some cards here that probably shouldn't come back, but hey man, listen, when we're in an age, we need old blood to come back. We need some new stuff to kind of bring up the ceiling of the deck. Cool. Like every deck is like here, you guys can't see me. Toon is not a couple inches, a couple yards above that, so we need the ceiling to get raised. So with that being said, OSS to 1, you see it, Block Dragon to 1. What's it? Carlos to 1, and I'm calling it right now. They're bringing back Kit. They want hell to be unleashed, and I am all for it. I hate Toon. I hate Rollout. We hate these decks. We need chaos to ensue. So we need every power card like this that is at like 0 to come back to 1. I am probably missing some. Block Dragon is mainly for Emancipator. I am definitely missing some. But with that being said, I think we need to up the power scale of the game. This is probably a crazy idea, I know, but I saw the ban list. I flipping saw the ban list, so I know what I'm talking about. With that being said, nothing else here is gonna get hit. These are just cards I wanted to bait you guys with. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really want Seconds Left to come back. It's not going to, unfortunately. The only card I'm missing here is Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm is gonna be coming back. It's gonna be probably going to 1 initially. It's honestly not a card I want to exist, but it's whatever. They're gonna do it. So yeah, this is my list. It is actually a really big ban list. I think there are way too many cards here, realistically. So if we're being realistic here, they're probably just gonna, I don't know, not do Advent. I mean, I also want Christia, but I didn't see Christia, so they're not gonna do Christia. They're also probably not gonna do Bishbolken. They're probably not gonna do Zona, if we're being honest. But this is the ban list. We're gonna see in about a week or two how close I am. If you guys agree with me, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, this is the ban list, guys. I'm a time traveler. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys. Oh yeah, let's go. Black Dragon's back.